whatever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Yeah. Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar.
What up, everybody? The Gritty Gamblers are back in the building yet again. How you feeling, Matt?
Doing good today on this Monday, man. We back again, man. We got some hockey back, man. I'm excited. Man, we got a bunch of different things going on this week. It's a little better than what it was last week, so we're doing good. We're doing good.
Yeah, I feel like the exact opposite. Like, I don't like this slate at all. I don't know. I'm not
I picked a couple spots tonight, man. We'll see how it goes.
I do like one of your spots for sure.
Let's honestly, what do you want to start off with? Basketball, college basketball, NBA, hockey.
We do college basketball.
All right, well, then let's cover what happened over the weekend because we had some monster games. Kansas dominated Houston at home. That was one of the big games. There's 3 big games we're going to cover, probably those 3 big games. That was not a close one. Houston was getting beat up all game, dominated from minute to minute, and that was not a good lean by me. I'm just going to say that now. Houston's defense, we were talking about that game for about 10-15 minutes on the show last episode, and I don't know, man. It's just the numbers were like we kept going back and forth, and like clearly nothing mattered because Kansas shot like 90 in the first 9 minutes, shot 90% from the field. It was just one of those days. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Like Houston had no chance of winning that game.
You start watching some of these games, and you just watch the other team, and you're just like, oh my god, what's going on?
Bro, I watched that game pretty much minute to minute. I couldn't watch.
Alabama turned off the lights a couple times on Auburn.
Yeah, I watched that game a little bit. I didn't get to finish it, but you guys, hey, they're good. We'll honestly cover that later because we're not going to be here for the next when that game happens. So we're covering that game later, the rematch.
Oh yeah, there's a rematch Wednesday.
Yeah, so we're gonna cover that later. But
no line out.
Just to close out Kansas Houston, it wasn't close. And Kansas was plus money, +1. I really thought Houston might have been able to go in there and do something, but clearly not. I mean, they didn't really fall too much in the AP polls, but bad luck for Houston in that game. Moving on to the next.
Houston continues to make me look good. So,
because you're not high on Houston this year. Yeah, I'm pretty high on them. I will say this: the Big 12 is the best conference of basketball. So.
Yeah, but Houston is not that good. All right, we're not gonna get into that.
We're not gonna. Yeah, they're irrelevant for now. Next game we'll cover Duke, North Carolina.
Yeah, I was on Duke and I was totally wrong on that.
So that one I actually got. So I didn't bet the Kansas Houston game like in a straight, but like if we're talking about that one, I bet that. Then I had a boost. I used it on that game. UNC -4.5.
Houston, I think I had the under. I think that hit. But I don't.
I think UNC won by like 10, right?
Yeah, UNC blew them out.
It was that, bro.
I knew from the beginning. That was one of those games that you just know. You watch it like the first couple minutes.
The script was in for that one, dog. I'm gonna be honest with you. Duke wasn't winning that Chapel Hill, at least that game. Duke's not as good this year, in my opinion. I mean, I'm a UVA fan, you know that. So I watched the ACC at the top, like with a fine-tooth comb.
It's not good, but I thought that they would. I don't know.
People thought they might cover. That's the difference. They couldn't even cover.
And they couldn't do that. So
money
said that they could. So
bro, people were leaning Duke. Multiple people were on Duke, and I felt like that was just a script game. I'm not trying to be like, oh, tinfoil hat, but like what I'm saying is that like the game was at UNC. The line was moving weirdly. Like it went to 4.5, moved to 5, went back down to 4.5, and like it had a weird movement on it, but you never had like lost the confidence that watching UNC, they've been the better team throughout the year. So that's kind of why I leaned UNC in that situation. It wasn't like a money situation. Like some of these games I had to go gut. I didn't want to bet Kentucky, Tennessee for good reason because I wasn't gonna bet on Tennessee to win at Rupp Arena, and I knew Kentucky probably wasn't gonna win that game, so that means it's a stay off game for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we can just move into that game to wrap up the Saturday recap.
All right.
Tennessee really went to Kentucky and took the business to them, man. They dropped 100 points plus on their floor.
Yeah, Tennessee. I always bet Tennessee versus Kentucky like right before the game started, but I don't know. I didn't do it.
Yeah, man. I like being a troll sometimes, but I couldn't bet Tennessee, man. But but at the same time, like we knew they were probably winning that game. The fact that they were favored at the open and then the line flipped, even though Kentucky was missing key players, did not make sense. Made zero sense. The only thing that made sense is a lot of money came in on Kentucky that it shouldn't have. That means the books made money on Tennessee most likely with how that line flipped before and what everything that transpired.
I agree. I think we got kind of jammed, but
Did you have any key highlights you wanted to cover from Saturday's games?
nah, not really, man.
All right, perfect.
Yesterday was it today. We're on to today.
So then, what were you looking at for today's game?
Today, we're looking at Eastern Washington -3 ball down. I got one parlay and that's it. So I'll tell you the first two notches now, and I'll save the rest for you. But I got Eastern Washington over, like the total game over 149, I think, maybe 150. Got that. Got the Eastern Washington -3 bought down in that for the parlay. It's plus 420. And then I got Matt Casa's pick of the day.
We'll get to that later during the hockey corner.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. But that's my play. Pretty excited about it. Saw the report. It's like the one thing I did like. So
who are they playing at Eastern Washington?
I don't even know. We'll find out. 1 second. I'm still on. Eastern Washington, they're playing Portland State.
Okay. So not a huge game in college basketball sphere, but so I say too much.
They're both 14-8.
Both 14-8. Okay. Yeah. So
the 5.5 too right now. So that's
moved up to 5.5. Oh, you got good movement on it then. Yeah.
Pretty solid play right there. It's catching up on the money a little bit, but I still think it's a solid play. That's Eastern Washington -3. Eastern Washington over for the people that just came in.
Let me pull this up right here. So what I was looking at is I got one college basketball play that I'm locked in on tonight, and that's going to be Kansas on the road at Kansas State tonight, money line. He's getting a little weird movement on it. It opened at like 5.5, it's down to almost 3.5 now for Kansas. They're on the road. I'm just leaning into it just because Kansas State is not the same team that they are last year. They're still going through some turmoil, and it is a big rivalry game at the end of the day. As much as I say Kansas isn't as deep, they probably have one of the best starting fives in the nation, if not the best starting five in the nation. So I'd still lean Kansas here in this scenario, as long as they're able to lean on their guys and McCullers balls out and all these players show up like they had like versus Houston. Like hopefully this isn't like a layoff game, if you know what I mean. Like if they show up, they're gonna win this game, obviously. Especially because I feel like Bill Self, if they hadn't lost to teams like UCF and West Virginia on the road, Bill Self probably wouldn't have been more as locked in for this game. But because it's a rivalry game on the road, I think Kansas should be locked in for this for the money line to cash.
I was gonna take the under, but I don't like the movement on that at all.
Oh yeah, if I pull it up, yeah, the movement, it went from 143, now it's at 145.
Yeah, that's not the best, but I kind of like. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like Kansas State, but I'm not.
I feel it.
I'm probably gonna take it.
Yeah, I'm leading Kansas just because the only reason I wouldn't want to bet them is just because if it's like a layoff spot. But then now let's just highlight one game that we were both talking about before that we were both kind of I can't bet it, but we've been talking about it, and that's going to be UVA tonight versus Miami. It's probably besides Kansas, it's probably honestly the best game of the night, biggest game of the night. UVA versus Miami. It's the TV game for one, the first one at least on ESPN. The one thing that I lean is that UVA is at home and they're getting good movement. It opened at 4.5. The spread's now at 5.5.
Yeah.
The under sitting at 131 is perfect just because it's showing it's going to be more of a UVA game than a Miami game. Miami likes to score a bunch, play high scoring games. UVA is the king probably in the right now when they're at home of locking the doors in on a team where you're not really able to do much on the court with them because of the style of defense that Virginia plays. You think some of these SEC teams play brutal defense? Go play a game in Charlottesville, Virginia. Go. I dare any team in the country, man.
It's crazy because I had both these teams Saturday in a parlay.
And they both hit.
They both hit.
Because think about this: road dogs, Virginia was to Clemson, and they went into Clemson's house, and they almost choked it at the end, but they still won.
I really like. I agree with you. Like, I really think this is like
the money is
But I'm just so weird about like the money line, 2037. That's weird. And then I see people taking Miami, like, so I'm probably just not gonna touch it, honestly. But
yeah, I can't bet it because it's in the state where I'm at, but so I can't really touch it. But
I do want to know who wins because that's
the ACC.
A pretty pivotal game in the ACC. Yeah, pretty big game,
bro. Let me put it to you this way: let me switch to the ACC rankings. So I have it right here. Right now, UVA is second in the ACC. So if they win this game, they were a full 2 games ahead of Duke.
And
2 wins ahead. Because Duke's 7-3 in the conference, and UVA is 8-3 in the conference.
So you want to hear something?
What?
Versus spread overall, UVA 12-9-1, Miami 14-8. Last 10, Miami 7-3, UVA 5-4-1. Away, Miami 6-2. Home for Virginia 8-4-1 against the spread. As an underdog for Miami 4-2. As a favorite for Virginia 11-6-1. Yeah, that's all.
You want me to tell you the one thing why I give UVA the benefit of the doubt? When they're at home for some of these teams, they generally have higher spreads.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. But they're good against the spread when they're a favorite, so that's good.
Yeah, I mean, because, bro, UVA, I told you this all the time.
6-1, that's like...
bro, it shows me right here. 50%. UVA has one neutral site loss. They're 12-0 at home. Like, I'm talking about straight up, not against the spread, straight up. UVA is 12-0 at home, and they have one neutral site loss, and they're 3-5 on the road. So they're 3-4. So they're 17-5. So all their losses are either on the road or neutral site, man. They don't lose at home.
I don't know how to find a fraction with numbers like that, but it feels like that's more than 80% hit
I'll
rate.
tell you this right now. What you said earlier is true. It is a big game in the ACC because I'm telling you this right now. UVA only gets one of UNC and Duke at home this year, and it's which one do you think we get at home this year? I'm letting you guess. I know the answer. UVA only gets one of Duke and UNC at home this year. The other one they got to go on the road. Who do you think they got at home?
Probably UNC. No.
Well, Duke. You got it right. You got it right. Yeah, UNC. And honestly, that's good in my opinion.
Never switch up on your first instinct, folks. Never switch up on your first instinct.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, that's good because UNC is the better team. You want them in your house. It could end up in a scenario where UVA goes 0-2 and it doesn't look good, but it's also a better chance of UVA going. It's not likely because I don't think UVA is winning the ACC this year with this team, but that's the best chance UVA has at going 2-0 is a home game versus UNC and then going on the road to Duke because it's easier to play at fucking in Cameron Indoor than it is at Chapel Hill. At least this year. Because Duke, they're not the same team. It makes me crazy how UVA people think they're on the tournament bubble, but Duke is ninth in the country. Stuff like that's crazy to me, dog.
Looking at, they already have the spreads out for tomorrow on games.
Oh yeah. Wait, which games?
All of them for me.
I can't really see them yet on the app I'm looking at, but it's okay. Which game were you looking at? And then just tell me the spread.
Well, Clemson, right now I'm on Clemson UNC. It's Clemson plus 8.5.
They're getting dogged, in my opinion. I wouldn't touch that. I think this is a rematch for them, too. Or Clemson played Duke already. I think Clemson played Duke or North Carolina. Bro, North Carolina went to Clemson and beat them by 10. On the road at Clemson. Imagine PJ Hall having to go play with the kid at Chapel Hill after just getting bitched by UVA. Body.
Could be a look down. Could be kind of like a look down spot, but they could have been looking ahead to them.
Well, give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. So UVA is a letdown spot because they just played Duke, right?
I think I found something that's pretty good.
What?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit this now. Why is Iowa State +2 to Texas when they're a better team?
They're on the road. That's the main thing. Why? Texas just beat
it's
TCU. Texas just beat TCU and went to TCU to do it. They took Houston to overtime. Their only loss is a rough loss recently. It's at BYU, which is rough. They beat Baylor. They beat Oklahoma.
I like that.
No, but yeah, man, that's the main reason why, in my opinion, that's probably going to be what that is. Iowa State is the better team. They have better wins.
Early like that, so I'm probably gonna wait, but I'm gonna put a line mover,
a tweet for that, something like that. What do you think about South Carolina, Ole Miss? South Carolina, probably, right? It's at home for them too.
You said South Carolina, Ole Miss.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing set, but I can't get it set. Let me pull it up. I saw that's like an early game, 6:30. Yeah, 4.5. What's it at now?
It's only at 4.5. That might
be
a smash.
Open at 4.5. Open at 4.5. It's at 3.5 now. Ole Miss
favored.
Plus 3.5. Ole Miss.
Oh yeah, smash South Carolina there.
But it's not going their way.
Well, we got till tomorrow to bet it, but especially because it's an earlier game. But like,
there's no money on it yet, so I'm gonna wait.
The spot there looks so good. South Carolina at home, as Solo's highlighted for us too. They're one of the better defensive teams in the SEC.
Yeah.
Ole Miss Fugazi, bro.
I know a place Solo would like.
Who?
Niagara versus Canisius tomorrow. He's gonna pick Niagara because he hates Canisius and he always bets against them.
What time is that game?
2. So
7.
I said they lose a lot, Canisius. Like I bet on them
right here.
Like, nah, don't do that. And
Canisius is 8-13. Niagara is 11-8.
11-10.
Canisius is on an 8-game losing. No. One of them, no.
Canisius sucks, bro. Canisius sucks. I'm gonna be on that train with him from now on. That just hate.
Yo, this Dayton versus St. Joe's game might be good, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I want to see. Never mind. You said Dayton St. Joe's. What time is that?
8:00 at St. Joe's. I don't have a line on it, but
2.5.
Probably tight. It's tight. Yeah, it should be tight. St. Joe's beat Villanova this year, and Villanova is one of the most inconsistent teams in the league, in the country, bro. You think they sometimes
Dayton right now, but I can't see the money.
Oh, I didn't even see this game. Baylor, Texas Tech is tomorrow too. That's a good game. I'm leading Baylor, but that's a good game.
BYU and Oklahoma's tomorrow. That's a ranked match.
Ooh.
Butler versus UConn. I kind of like Butler to cover 14.
Depending on the spread, bro. It's at UConn. UConn's
14 and a half?
is it 14.5?
Yeah.
Brother, you want me to tell you the last time I saw a spread like that in the Big East, what the score was?
It opened at 16 and a half. I'm going to wait because UConn, I took a
UConn, when they played Xavier a couple games ago,
I already went against them once. And I don't know if I'm going to do it too many times.
UConn might be just almost as good as last year, dog. It's scary.
Texas
Yeah,
Tech
dog.
and Baylor, they're both 16 and 5.
That's the one I was talking about. That's the one I was talking about before when you brought up UConn.
Six,
So,
Texas Tech. That seems
what's the
like
spread on that one you got?
6.
Is that 6?
Yeah.
That's kind of big. I might take +6 to Texas Tech.
I was just thinking that.
Texas Tech is really good this year. I'm not gonna lie.
Their top scorer is better than Baylor's top scorer. Baylor is not the best this year.
Baylor's deep is what it is. Baylor is deep,
They can get hit early, and you can pound on them.
but their bench is very good. They got that kid off the bench, Langston Love. He can hoop.
Yeah, their bench usually saves them in games. That's why they can come back.
And their point guard, RJ Dennis. Because the reason they're inconsistent is because their best player is their freshman, Jacoby Walter. He's gonna go top 10 in the draft.
Yeah, I don't like getting these guys that are just going to go straight to the draft, bro.
Hey man, you going to the Lakers game tonight?
It's down the street. Thought about it.
Yeah, I was about to bring it up on the show. I'm like, probably let you go to the
I got a Twitter payment, so I can't go. I want to see how much it is. I want to see how much.
Bruh, you gotta get that for that $8 ticket like you did last time.
StubHub?
Is that where you got it?
You about to look.
While you doing that, I guess we should finally cover this Commanders hires that we've made.
I do want to talk about that with you.
So we'll get into that now. We'll get into that now because we pretty much finished college basketball for the next 2 days. Oh,
I love it. You know I do. I've been talking about this.
One game we got to cover before we get to that because we said we would, and there's no line for it yet, so you don't really have to look at it. You can speak with your heart because it's your team. Alabama on the road at Auburn on Wednesday night. I think y'all gonna lose. It's obviously the split situation with you guys in Auburn at home. You know what I mean? I don't know what the line's gonna be yet because we won't see it. I don't think it's gonna be too crazy. I assume like a 5.5, something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think roughly about a 5.5, but that's the main game on Wednesday. Everyone's gonna be big about especially because Auburn, they have I think like 1 or 2 Q1 wins. They don't have too many, so they need that win versus you guys a lot like that. Ole Miss.
I'm glad at least Nate Oates does. Is he at least like sets his schedule as hard as like very challenging?
So is Rick Barnes. You gotta give Tennessee credit too.
Up to like and go like. Because we played some of the toughest competition: Arizona, Purdue, Creighton.
Lost all 3.
Yeah, all within 5 days though. But I mean,
they were back to back, not back to back days.
So I love it. I love it.
Right.
Covered at 2 out of 3.
All right, we got back on that game. Now let's get back to what we just mentioned. So honestly,
fine Wednesday. You brought it up, so we might as well see if it lines up. No lines up.
Yeah, it shouldn't be for a couple of days. Yeah, no. But when it comes to Mr. Cliff Kingsbury, I'm gonna be honest with you. My mind's open, just because this means we might have a chance to get Jaden Daniels at 2 rather than Drake May. Just because the scheme fit. I mean, even though in the press call, I actually watched a little bit of the Dan Quinn, Adam Peters, and Josh Harris presser today, and they didn't really say too much about like what they were gonna think schematically. They were more focused on getting players that want to run fast and play hard, is what they said. So, I guess this
hang out with their dog and watch TV shows.
I'm a fun Caleb Williams dog. But
all right, I think I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna let y'all draft Jaden and then let Caleb fall. Imagine if he falls. That'd be insane.
Caleb Williams not falling. Nah. A lot of teams, a lot of companies put out their mock drafts today too. Super interesting on that as well. It's just I was reading a lot of them. A lot of them had us taking Drake May, obviously, except for like maybe one or two.
Yeah,
When it
mine's
comes to
crazy.
when it comes to Cliff, I'm just kind of like I'm ready. It is what it is. EP is out, man. He'll probably end up getting a job here soon, either join the chief staff again as like an assistant or becoming an OC somewhere else. Um, I'm just kind of like open right now to it. Like it's not really like I'm excited, man. We got a new head coach for once. That's actually like have a competent GM behind him that knows what he's doing personnel wise, and our head coach isn't in charge of personnel like Riverboat Ron was. So,
Well, your head coach made the right hire for OC.
oh yeah, Cliff and all right, I like his hire for DC. He brought his guy from Dallas, but Joe Witt Jr. is a good solid hire for DC, man.
Yeah, but he's gonna have a lot of say in that defense. I feel like still, but
You're
I
right,
think
but I think he said Joe Witt Jr. is calling plays.
yeah, I was about to say I think he's gonna run this more like a little different.
See,
Like,
yeah, man. He's not trying to be like he was in Atlanta.
yeah, exactly. I think he's gonna kind of be a head coach now and just kind of run things.
Exactly.
But
Time will
I
tell.
he made the perfect hire offensively.
I think that means we're keeping Terry McLaurin though.
Probably.
We just paid him. So like we just paid him. And did you see the offensive players' reaction? They were excited, man. You could tell they didn't want to be coached by EB no more, man.
Bro, Eric Bieniemy is not a good coach. He's gonna go back to the Chiefs as an offensive analyst.
I'll say that the only reason I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt is because Riverboat Ron was on his last legs and he was doing anything to keep his job when he hired Bieniemy. So I feel bad for Bieniemy for putting himself in that situation versus Riverboat Ron. Like it's more on Riverboat Ron than it is Bieniemy. Bieniemy didn't help himself when he was here that much, but I can't really put it on Bieniemy. He was put in a bad spot, man. He wanted to prove his worth, and this was not the place to do it.
He's playing.
Who, Bron?
They both are.
You should go, man. How much you finding tickets for?
I'm about to look it up. I gotta.
That's funny.
I wear a LeBron Cleveland jersey.
You better, man.
Selling fast. There's mad traffic coming in right now. I'm not going.
You're not going?
$83.
Woo! You should go.
I'm not going.
You only get to see Braun once in a while, man.
Nah, I'm not going.
He's like, you're not justifying this to me, man. It was worth a shot, man. We tried to get him another $8 ticket like last time. They must have been playing some doo-doo ass team.
Yeah, they were. It was your team. Bro, you set yourself up for that one.
But
It
the
was
difference is,
Maximum team, and Jordan Poole went off. So did Kuzma.
what do I know about my team, though? We are ass.
Yeah, you guys wore pink though. I think that was.
All right, looking at the last two games I have to cover from the two sports, I guess I'll start with the hockey corner. So, welcome to the hockey corner today. We really only have one play. Huh?
Sorry, I said they just went up.
I was just mid commentator voice. I was so locked in.
My bad, bro.
No, I'm good. 3, 2, 1, and we only have one game tonight, you guys. So the main game that I'm looking at tonight is going to be the Colorado Avalanche. I got them at -105. So I'll be honest with you, I saw a big whale on it, but more importantly, it was a gut bet at the same time. The Avs were one of the hottest teams before the break. They have arguably the best player in the sport right now, Nathan McKinnon, dominating on the ice. They're playing on the road. Yes, you don't get that home plus boost that they have, but the Rangers are not the same Rangers that they were at the beginning of the season, in the middle of before the All-Star break. Recently, for the All-Star break, they were limping and lacking into the All-Star break, and their goalies. I mean, I could check right now. We'll know exactly who's in goal. So give me un momento, please.
No momento. So, in other news, we go to this brief commercial break with no one. So,
And it was brought to you by Parlay Joe, and we are back.
I will do one thing.
Take a sip. So, I guess the Rangers have adjusted because they see the truth. So right now, Igor Shesterkin, their main goalkeeper, is having problems. He's been having save totals and his save percentage be under anywhere from basically he didn't have a save percentage over .900. It was bad for him. He wasn't saving that many pucks. So they've played Jonathan Quick, who has been outplaying him, even though he's older and halfway on his retirement bed, still playing better than Igor Shesterkin. So he's starting tonight versus Alexander Grigoriev, who has been really solid for the Avs this year. The Avs strategy of just having backup goalkeepers and like replacement level goalkeepers in their net is usually worked for them, except their cup run. They did have a solid goalkeeper, Kemper, back there. So their price is slowly moving up. You can get them at now minus 108, so it's slowly getting more expensive on them. So yeah, good price on the Avs. That's my one bet tonight that I'm on a straight tonight. The other game tonight is the Islanders and the Maple Leafs. I personally couldn't bet it. I've seen too many conflicting sides on that game, and the game is really there's too many this is the game of variables in my opinion, because you know what version the Islanders are going to show up. They're a very high variable team, and the Leafs are the most inconsistent defensive team we have in the league this year in terms of they're a team that's given up 9 goals. But at the same time, they won a shutout fest versus the number 1 defensive team in the league in the Winnipeg Jets. So you don't know what type of defensive team you're going to get. However, one observation I can tell you is if the Islanders start to score, like if they score first, you might want to bet the over in this game, because that means the Leafs are chasing. They're not going to be in their same defensive structure in order to be able to hold. So they're going to give up even more goals, and they're still going to score goals. So the over should hit. Pretty much the trend is if you see the Islanders in the lead, bet the over as early as you can, because it's going to start to go up. If you don't, that means the Leafs are playing a shutdown game, and it's not worth it because the Leafs will eventually get their goal. Like, it was horrendous versus the Winnipeg Jets. They didn't score until overtime. That's how it became 1-0. I was frustrated, to say the least. You could tell I was on Winnipeg that game. But yeah, that's the main thing about the Leafs, is that they're very super inconsistent on the defensive side of the ice. Those are the only 2 games tonight. So welcome to Kasasaki Corner and goodbye.
My man literally did Nintendo GameCube. But I mean, it's all good. We don't care. No ads here. But
are we getting an NBA now?
With that being said, the Avalanche is in the parlay. So it's
that was the pick he was talking about. Yeah.
The over Eastern Kentucky. And this guy's Avalanche.
Yeah. I do have. Ooh.
What you
parlay.
find? What you find?
We have good movement for me. My last pick of the night. I was about to get to the Clippers money line. It moved. It moved in my favor. Nice. It moved in my favor big. So I got the Clippers at minus 154. They're at minus 190 money line now. Also moved from minus 3.5 to minus 4.5.
I mean, I think you're set. I mean,
on the road, it's rough, man. It's a rough spot, but I like to set up
weird picks tonight.
Bro, you want me to tell you my opinion on the Clippers? Why I was so locked in on them? I watched them last night. I watched the way they played, but since James Harden, that losing streak they got with Harden, they have the best record in the NBA. They've been dominating teams no matter where, on the road, at home. They have a couple slip ups here and there, but I just think the Hawks are going to have enough to hold them down. Their bench is phenomenal in terms of scoring ability. Russell Westbrook is playing like the sixth man of the year this year. So, I mean, yeah, it's a really good spot for the Clippers. The fact that we were able to get them at that price earlier in the day, and now they're moving to a worse price for other people, a better price for us. It just gives you leverage. It's great. The only downside is the Kansas moved a little bit. I don't have complete leverage on that 2-leg parlay that I have them in, but I like where the Clippers are at right there. And that was my first pick of the day, like of NBA, all that. Like I had the Avs. Like I do my NHL pick separate because I generally pick straights for NHL, especially in the beginning of the week. But NBA basketball wise, I kind of had the Clippers penciled in, and I was trying to see something that I could match them up with, and I decided to stick with just Kansas with them and nothing else.
I like it. So,
but that's just about it for my place for tonight. I don't really got anything else. I was looking at props. One thing I've noticed is Kawhi has a streak going of the past 5 games of over 25 points. He's also getting at least a certain amount of rebounds. So if you want a probability, you can go 25 points, 6 rebounds with Kawhi Leonard. It has a decent chance of hitting. It's not like guaranteed, but with how he's been playing recently and try and take over games and carry, especially on the road back to back, he could try to put him on himself to carry the team. I will say Paul George didn't really do much last night, so he could also decide to hoop tonight.
how many rebounds did you say?
6. Usually Kawhi's rebounds is sitting around minus 150 at 6 rebounds. This is generally a good price for rebounds.
6.5 for plus 115.
Not bad. I mean, he got 11 last night.
Over 3.5 assists.
Iffy. He's generally good with distributing the ball, but he's been trying to score first recently. He's been hooping, taking shots, especially late in the game.
What's his actual points? His actual points is 26. His projected 26. If I can find the 25, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do the 6.5.
The rebounds are not bad for him. He's you know what they always say about Kawhi. Boardman gets paid.
Boardmen do get paid. Probably. I don't have it though.
The Lakers moved to minus 13.5.
Points and rebounds at only 33.5, I guess. Thought it was 32. My bad.
Oh, the Clippers game just moved again. It moved to minus 4, but at minus 112. So weird leverage. Let me see if the medicals came out for that game. That's why that happened.
Rebounds, Kawhi, plus 108. I actually like that. It's projected 8 tonight. The points, let's see what we can find.
Clint Capella got hurt for the Hawks.
Kawhi Leonard, 25 plus, minus 186. Parlay it with over 6.5 total rebounds for plus 200.
What did you pick?
Kawhi Leonard over 6.5 rebounds and over 25 points, at least 25 points, plus 206.
Okay. So you locked it in. All right.
Yeah, we locked it in.
And just for your acknowledgement, the last time I bet on Kawhi to do that, he missed.
I've been betting on Kawhi too.
Well, no. I was about to say the last time I bet on Kawhi to do that, he missed. So it should give you the good luck charm for it to actually hit for you.
But he has exceeded 6.5 rebounds, 11 of his last 12 games on the road. Averages 8 rebounds per game. Over in 100.
You said 11 of his last 12 games.
Yeah, exactly.
That one game was last game Detroit when he had 4 and he finessed Casa.
Over in 100% of his last. Yeah, I think I had him hit his over rebounds. Over in 100% of his last 3 games versus the Hawks, averaging 7 rebounds a
Capella's
game.
out. He's gonna be crushing, bro. And there's
Yeah.
no Zubas.
Hawks allow the second most rebounds to power forwards. They're averaging around 11.7 rebounds per game on average. This man's probably going to have 12 rebounds. You might as well take him to get a double-double. Did I just talk myself into taking him for a double-double?
Dude, he said, I just thought myself into taking it to get a double.
I said, oh, wait. Oh, don't do it.
Kawhi Leonard to record a double plus 430.
Oh, yeah. I got to find that. Kawhi Leonard to have 25 plus points and the Clippers to win plus 127.
See, I'm already on the Clippers tonight, so I can't do both. I gotta do one or the other. And honestly, I'm gonna stay on the Clippers.
I said the Clippers.
Well, no, I said either betting on multiple things on Kawhi or the Clippers. And since I already have the Clippers and the liability, I'm gonna stay with just the Clippers. What I was saying, I was giving options when I was talking about props with Kawhi. What do you think about the Mavs being favored on the road because no Embiid versus the Sixers?
I've seen people taking the Mavs, but I do see
Kyrie and Luka playing.
Tyrese Maxey's playing.
No, oh yeah, he's playing, but I said Kyrie and Luka are playing.
Yeah, exactly. I do know that.
It's only Mavs minus 2.5, Brian. The Mavs look like if they win, they're gonna win pretty handily, I think. Unless Maxey goes stupid. You think it's worth betting Maxey 35 plus points tonight? See, that's crazy. I can't do that. See, I was tempting myself with a fun time.
Well, what about this? Over 27.5 points, 125.
If I'm betting Maxey, I'm juicing it. If I'm betting
it's plus 125.
Well, no. That's my point. You know why the observation was plus 35 points? First real game he had without Embiid, he had to show something, bro. He dropped 51. You don't think in a high-paced game?
I might just put a little something crazy out there.
You know, on a high-paced action game versus the Mavs in Philly, you don't think? I mean, his shot was also cooking in the beginning. I watched that Utah game in the beginning because I had some money on Utah, unfortunately, and brother was hitting shots like crazy.
So 1 second. Tyrese Maxey, 27.5 is definitely not plus money. 32 plus is plus 150. 44 plus points is plus 994.
How much is it? Plus what?
994.
For how many points?
44.
For him to score 45, bro, he's not even on the menu. You can't even find him on. For him to score 40, it's plus 700. At my book. Besides those games, though, I don't really like
down to 935. I'm taking it, bro.
But hear me out on this parlay. Besides that game and like,
I'm gonna shoot a brick.
Going back and forth with Luka.
I think he can have it, honestly. He's pretty good.
I brought it up, yeah. But besides that game, looking at it, I don't think I like any of the other spots. Like I think the Kings and the Cavs are too risky because Vegas is really hyping up the Cavs at home and at the run that they've been on recently with the the Cavs -5 because the Kings
I
couldn't
do
shoot.
kind of like the Cavs, but the Cavs and the Kings is the same way as the Virginia and Miami for me.
The money's on the Sacramento heavy. Because, bro, I kind of understand why. Because Sacramento could shoot them out the gym.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna touch either one.
And then besides that one, the other one that's iffy is the Nets and the Warriors. I've seen people going Warriors because of the talent, and I've seen people going the Nets because they're at home, and because people think that Brooklyn's not that good of a team, and I mean, they're not, and they're gonna be missing players. Like I know Ben Simmons is
They
out.
have players who can go off though.
Cam Thomas can score points. Mikal Bridges can score points. And then, of course, no one's gonna try to want to bet that New Orleans
I
game
wouldn't put
tonight.
your money on Cam Thomas or any Brooklyn person to get an over prop.
Because they're so variable with who's going to be controlling.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
Oh, yeah, Dinwiddie. And honestly, I don't even think we're going to go into the Super Bowl. We'll probably save that for Thursday just because we're going to get more close.
I got a little lean. I got one lean.
Do you want to say it now or save it for Thursday?
Travis Kelce, first touchdown scorer.
Okay.
We'll
Right now, on my book, you can get that plus 800.
Yeah, exactly.
The
He
only people
scored
ahead of
first
them
for the Chiefs in 5 out of the last 7 playoff games.
including the last game. Oops. Let me pick that up.
But you got anything else, man?
I think that's it. Honestly, I think we covered Monday pretty well. We covered the beginning of the week for college basketball, especially. So I think we'll be pretty good for Thursday.
Plays for tomorrow, also.
Yeah, we covered a couple for tomorrow too. But I think we'll probably put them more out throughout the week. We also got up until Thursday. We got a couple days.
We got time.
But with that being said, that is my man Parlay Joe. Yeah, I pointed the right way. I did not point the right way. That is my man Parlay Joe.
That's my
I'm
guy.
Matt. We the Gritty Gamblers, man. We see y'all on Thursday, dog, man. Have a nice night.
So I bet I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here